So we all know that Luka Magnotta lived a very jet-set life and traveled extensively internationally. Magnotta spent a lot of time in Germany. We will be covering his time and experiences there in this podcast. A lot is still very unknown about Luka's life, and most likely we will never know anything about him except a very small percentage. Everything the media has written is fake news. And still, the liars in the press only report 10% of Magnotta's life. The vast majority is still yet unreported. Luka always had a fondness for Germany, since his father's side of the family immigrated from there. Luka's paternal grandfather, Frederick, originated from Germany. Luka's father, Donald, is German. Just like Donald Trump, the American president, Donald's father's name was Frederick, and Trump's son's name is Eric. Just as Luka's original name. Donald, Frederick, and Eric in both cases. Luka traveled to Germany all throughout his life. Magnotta spent a lot of time all over the country and adores it. The people are very intelligent and very successful place. Of course, just like Donald Trump, Luka also has very exploitive relatives. He doesn't speak to a single member of his estranged family. Let's focus on Luka's time, however, in Berlin, Germany, around the time of May and June of 2012. Luka was inside Paris and distanced himself from sex pervert Jean-Christophe Robert. In fact, Luka told this man to fuck off. Don't believe what the media writes. Magnotta exited Paris because he didn't like Jean-Christophe Robert. There was no available flight, so Magnotta took a bus instead to arrive quicker to Berlin. While on the bus from Paris to Germany, Luka was sitting next to an Asian woman who kept feeding him different fruits, strawberries, pomegranates, and mangoes. After 2 hours, the bus was completely surrounded by police and everyone was bewildered. Everyone was forced to get off the bus while it was searched. A man and a woman were taken into custody, and everyone else permitted to continue on to their final destination in Berlin. Against common belief, Luka was not in any way avoiding capture. In fact, he had zero idea anyone was searching for him. Luka was never on the run. That is complete fake news. Luka was using his own identification and bank cards. The Montreal police are stupid idiots. They had zero idea where Luka was until Luka alerted them by using his bank card to withdraw money. Magnotta was not playing games with anyone. He was unaware people were searching for him. After Luka used his ATM bank card, the Montreal police miraculously alerted the media Luka was in Paris. Yes, everyone, the Montreal police are morons and incompetent. Luka used all of his own passports at the Montreal airport. So how couldn't the Montreal police have known immediately Magnotta was in Paris? So after Luka exited the charter bus in Berlin, a man named Franz Rupert met Luka. Franz Rupert was with his dog, Aria. Luka immediately recognized Franz because they both met in the past. It's incorrect that this was their first time meeting. Again, the media got it all wrong. Franz is also a pathological liar who spent a lot of his time in prison for pedophilia. His arrest record is on the internet. Luka and him connected online, and Luka informed Franz that he would be in Berlin for a while. Franz immediately offered to help Luka relocate to the city. Luka always thought Franz was a creep and untrustworthy. But Rupert had a lot of connections to very influential people in Berlin. Luka and Franz agreed Luka would stay at Franz's residence until Luka could find his own residence. Luka kept rejecting Franz Rupert's sexual advances. Franz was always trying to have sex with Magnotta, but Luka made it clear things were platonic. Franz took Luka everywhere, nightclubs, where Luka witnessed Franz soliciting minors. Luka was busy inside the bathroom having sex with cute guys. Franz was always begging for money. They went to nightclubs every night. Franz took Luka to expensive restaurants and on expensive shopping trips. Franz kept talking about his rich, wealthy sister who sent him money. Luka later realized that Franz Rupert stole $10,000 in cash from him. Luka had a lot of cash on him. Franz noticed the money belt and was stealing cash while Luka was inside the shower. Franz also admitted to trying to hack on Luka's laptop. Luka's brand new laptop, while Luka was bathing. He was unsuccessful since it was password protected. Luka cut his hair because Franz insisted Luka would appear younger. Franz is basically evil. He is a pedophile who lies about everyone. He is completely untrustworthy and not credible. Franz took Luka to a birthday party. This party was for Franz Rupert's friend Reiner. While at the party, Luka witnessed Franz and Reiner having sex in the bedroom with two younger-looking guys. Very shady men were entering and exiting the party. Everyone later went to a gay bar, where Franz Rupert solicited a Roman teenage boy prostitute. Franz and the prostitute went into the back room of the bar and engaged in sex. Later, Franz Rupert took Luka shopping, and they bought all new clothes and spent the day having a shopping spree, dancing at nightclubs. Franz was always on the internet getting young guys to visit his apartment for sex. Luka would just leave and walk the dog until Franz Rupert was finished. Franz admitted he was involved in sex rings across Europe, and Franz was really obsessed with missing girl Madeleine McCann. Luka knew Franz Rupert from the past. Franz would always bring up missing children. It's public knowledge Franz Rupert was arrested a lot of times for sex charges in Germany, and he spent a lot of time in Portugal. Franz Rupert had a lot of very shady friends, including people who would rob houses and break into houses and steal people's money. Franz admitted to breaking into homes across Europe and stealing the personal effects of the owners. Franz admitted robbing people in Austria, Switzerland, Portugal, and Spain. The associates of Franz, his gang of thieves, would enter people's hotels, and especially tourists, and Franz earned a lot of money. One day Luka had enough of Franz and told Rupert to fuck off. Luka exited the apartment and went to the internet cafe. Luka was waiting for a friend. Luka's friend was going to take Magnotta to Russia that night. Luka was not, I repeat not, looking at news footage of himself online. That is fake news. Magnotta was relaxing, watching an Ava Gardner classic film. The creepy internet cafe owner flagged down German military, and they arrested and surprised Luka. Magnotta never said, "You got me." That is more fake news. The internet cafe owner is an attention seeker. He is for sale and will say anything to get money. He even put the chair Magnotta sat on for sale on the internet on eBay. Thankfully, he is now dead, but he had a very shady past himself and was in prison. Luka was arrested by German military. That's the only people who caught Magnotta. Animal activists didn't catch Magnotta. Montreal police did not catch Magnotta. Toronto police, nor Paris police, nor Berlin police. It was the German military. So when the lying idiots say they helped catch Luka, do not believe them. It's fake news. Losers tried for years to find Luka. For years, Luka evaded stalkers and obsessed fans. While in the Berlin prison, Luke Leclerc, the Toronto attorney, flew all the way from Canada to obtain Magnotta as a client. Luke Leclerc was eager and desperate to get Luka. Leclerc worked in the past for CBC News, and CBC News was secretly paying Leclerc for updates on Luka, in my opinion. Magnotta admitted this in his interview. Every time things that Magnotta would say secretly to Leclerc ended up inside the press. It was a big violation of Luka's privacy and lawyer-client confidentiality. The CBC Fifth Estate producers were receiving a lot of very confidential information by Magnotta's legal team. CBC Fifth Estate has a horrible record of lying and exploiting people. It's one of the worst so-called documentaries ever done. CBC Fifth Estate slandered Magnotta and interviewed complete, irrelevant nobodies. People not connected to Magnotta at all. People who were all for sale. Franz was brought to Canada for Magnotta's trial and lied constantly in court. Magnotta's trial was completely corrupt and unfair. Franz Rupert needs to be further investigated for everything that happened in Portugal, Germany, and the rest of Europe. Luka denies all involvement in everything. So I hope everyone enjoyed hearing this podcast about Luka's time in Germany. There is so much more, but that will be for a little later. If you enjoyed this podcast, like, comment, and share. More is to come. Thank you.